Welcome to the Clearsound podcast. My name is Derek Kelly. I am joined by Michael Santiago. Michael, you and I have been working together for quite a few years. And what I love about you is just your ability to make complex things simple. And I know you and your wife, Gabby, have spent a lot of time figuring out social media strategy. It can be complicated, it can be difficult to figure out. But I just wanted to have a conversation with you today for those who listen, just to talk about what is a good social media strategy for 2024. So please, guys, like and subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening on any podcast platform, please leave us a review. We really want to help you get clear on your audience, your branding, and your communication so you can connect with your audience and stand out from the noise. That's why we're called Clearsound, and we want to help you deliver and display a clear sound to your audience. And if you're like, man, all of this is new to me, in the comments below, I will leave a link to our Marketing 101 PDF, the ABCs of marketing, where we break down audience, branding, and communication, because you're going to need all of them and you're going to need to understand them well to be able to do social media. So, Michael, what do you know about social media?
Man, wish my wife was here because my wife, I love all that she does with that, especially with our clients. And she's the social media head. And so I get to glean and learn a whole lot. But I just remember, I think it was at a Podfest, she had given a presentation on utilizing social media and how to properly utilize it. And I just remember the common fanfare was, oh my goodness, this is so much meat. Thank you. Just the free value. And that's really telling because I believe that's what your social media should be doing is providing free value, because at the end of the day, you can sure make a social media post, maybe a graphic that's showing what you can do, maybe some of the prices that are much lower than your competitors and whatnot. But if you're scrolling, you're not going to just stop at, oh, this person does X, Y, and Z. Cool. Like, you're probably scrolling because you want to be entertained, or you genuinely just want to know, like, how are people in your life, friends, family, how are they doing? But on the odd chance that you're maybe looking for hashtags or looking for certain things that you want to receive value from, that's the reason behind your search. That's your intent. You want to get value. And so if you want to start your social media strong, it's really about, first off, just starting. I would highly recommend that you start off with utilizing tools like Canva. You can use the free version, but I would recommend the paid version because it's not a whole lot of money and the differences are huge. Because right now, Derek, and obviously we've seen this shift over the years, video form is like the norm. People are still doing graphics, and hey, graphics still have their place, right? As long as the graphics still also are providing immediate value. Because if I'm scrolling and I see this, I still have to click it in order to then read the description. You're not going to be reading the entire description if it's not eye-catching enough for me. And obviously, as you're scrolling videos, or they may not play with sound, they may play with sound. But if it catches me right in the beginning, then I'm going to toggle that sound option on, and then I'm going to click, and then I'm going to see if there's a caption worth my reading. And then I'm going to go into your profile and see all your other things. Is your social media page aesthetically pleasing, right? Is your cover photos or the photos themselves actually optimized, for example, on Instagram to be in a square and not in a flyer format that just shows things that are incomplete? And then do you have a link in bio there? I know Instagram now allows you to do multiple links, but do you have links that take me to what you do? When I'm going into your website, does it look as reputable as your social media? Or maybe it looks better than your social media, right? Because we can be in different kind of places, but starting with how much value can you bring? It's like we need a checklist. You need to be consistent. You need to be writing in your captions. You need to be putting hashtags on your posts, right? Like, hashtags make them discoverable. Instagrams and Facebook, you need to be using reels. Real videos are actually going out there to people that don't currently follow you. And so if your follower pool is really small, make use of reels to engage with people outside of your account and increase your followers. But not only that, increase engagement. We got the privilege and the honor to work with a film producer. And when we came in after 3 months of our work, we do these analytics. We do it monthly, but about 3 months, we show you very clearly, look, this is how our services helped you. I think if you're in the digital marketing field and you're offering these services, or if you're listening to this and you're hiring someone, I really hope that you are expecting them and that they deliver a performance sheet, analytics on that, and that you can see for yourself whether or not it performed the way that they did. Why do I say that? I say that because there are people out there that, are offering these services and do not give you the analytics, or they fake them through their own dashboard. And so you need to do your due diligence. You need to know where you can get these analytics. You need to be smart about that so that your money is not being put to waste. But back to the story, we came in and their account engagement was about, I think, 97% plus. And they already had a following. It's about 11,000 or 10,000 followers. But their account engagement increased by up to 90 plus percent, all because we did some very simple things like utilizing reels, utilizing hashtags, proper captions, longer captions. These are the kind of things that actually engage the community more and the audience that are already established, because quite frankly, their follower count, it increased at a smaller rate. And there's reasons for that, right? This isn't all about trying to get your best followers, because you can have 10,000 followers and you can make posts. And if I click on all your posts, they can literally have like only 10 people engaging with it out of 10,000 followers, as opposed to an account that has 100 followers, but you have 75 people engaging with them. And so don't be so much about this follower count. Be focused on, is your stuff engaging enough and actually reaching out to people so that you can have an audience and build a community and ultimately lead them as well to what it is that you're offering.
And that's exactly what we teach, Michael. We often encourage people when they're thinking about their audience to give them a name. So I often use that chiropractic example. The chiropractor we worked with loved to help moms, busy moms who need an adjustment, who need to take care of their health, physical, mental, spiritual health, diet, just so many different areas to work on, but they're busy. And so how do they fit in a chiropractic adjustment? So this chiropractor decided to go with no appointments at all, just walk in, get adjusted when you needed. So why am I telling you that story? Because she understood, the chiropractor understood who she was and how to meet her audience on their terms. And that's two of the big pieces in spending time on social media is, do you know who you are and what makes you stand out? That's why we talk so much about standing out from the noise. If people get 10,000 commercial messages a day on their smartphone, on their television, wherever they're paying attention, right? YouTube ads, Facebook ads, Google ads, all of that. If they get all these ads, how do you surface above the noise? And some of the best ways to do that, if you're like, hey, I'm trying to even just get started on this social media posting, is to really think about, who are you, first of all, to know who you are deeply and what uniquely you have to offer and how you can present that clearly to your audience. And one of the biggest things Michael's talking about is posting consistently, not just because you can, not just to post for posting's sake. If you've listened to any of the other episodes we've done with Michael, it's about providing value. So it's really simple to start to think about, okay, I need to know who I am. And really, I'm not the hero of the story. My customer is the hero of the story. And so I need to post consistently, but I also need to know who my audience is and deliver a clear message, not that's clear to me, but that they can resonate with. So I've seen this in social media stuff you've done, in social media stuff we've done together, in social media stuff I've done myself. Just when we start to engage people in the comments, they're like, hey, where do I learn more about what you do? Oh, go over here, check out this, join our email list, sign up for this course, sign up for this package, let's jump on a call. All of those actions happen from content that ultimately connects with people. So maybe you're not the best graphic designer. Well, go to canva.com and start there. Maybe you're not the best on video. There's different ways to think about social media. Many people think about, oh, I need to be doing everything. But if you're a B2B salesperson, probably LinkedIn's one of your best platforms. All of this
Right.
changes so often, it's hard to give even a spur of the moment recommendation
That's
right
so good.
now. But you need to think about, where is your audience? I meet so many clients who go through our Clearsound suite of tools where you help them get a growth plan, know their messaging, know their audience, and execute that 2-year growth plan. But a lot of them get to this social media part and they get stuck. These are sometimes it's people just starting out. Sometimes it's people who've grown decent sized businesses, and it's because they want to do it all. And it's, where is
Mhm.
your audience? And it's, if your audience is above a certain age, and there's lots of factors into it. It's not this cut and dry, but they're probably, if they're in their 40s, they're probably more on Facebook and
They're probably on
YouTube.
TikTok, Derek. If they're on their
Yeah.
40s and 50s and 60s, they're
Right.
on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm totally kidding.
But it's not even that cut and dry. Sometimes it's really simple. What are you most comfortable with? So I have a client who's so comfortable on Facebook. So that's where we built their audience. I think they could do better on LinkedIn, and we're starting to move over there. I think they could do better on YouTube, but we've started to build their audience over on Facebook because that's where they're most comfortable with. I know other people in my life, other business owners, other content creators that focus on Instagram because that's where they're comfortable. And it's knowing that, okay, I know how to use this, so let me start to learn about it more. And then you, as the business owner, start to recognize, oh, I can do this. Cool. Oh, I'm able to do
Mm,
this. And you start to really narrow down. And then you can start getting into some of the stuff that Michael and I are talking about, knowing your brand, knowing your message, knowing your audience, and really starting to dive into some of the things Michael's talking about. Of, okay, I'm doing this consistently for the past month or two, or I've hired somebody out to help me with this. What are the metrics? How are we growing? And ultimately, how are we impacting the bottom line? Because a lot of people say, I should be posting on social media because everyone's posting. Great, but like, how is that impacting your sales? How is that impacting
it's good.
new clients? How is that impacting lead generation? Are those numbers going up? And I don't think there's anything wrong with doing social media for brand awareness, but often you need a decent budget and time investment available, one or the other, either time or financial investment, to just say, oh, I'm just doing this for brand awareness sake, right?
Oh,
Many entrepreneurs are busy and they don't have time to, they want to see some results. Now, again, with what Michael said, we don't want to become so results oriented with our social media that we leave out value. But it's really important
yes.
to recognize that if we know that email marketing, for example, can convert sometimes 4x more than social media, let's use social media
That's,
to get
yeah.
people on our email list and then have that conversation there. And then if we can get their phone number and sit down with them in person, I imagine our closing rate is much higher. That's what we found for our clients. And that's really a simple social media strategy for 2024. I guess Michael answered this perfectly. Depends on where you are. If you're in a place where
Yeah.
you're ready to ramp it up, hire somebody. Make sure they're giving you clear metrics. If you're already doing it and you're like, man, I'm not really getting traction, focus on value, focus on engagement.
One thing though that you mentioned was the audience factor too. I think
Mhm.
even if you're starting off or whether you're like been in the game, have skin in the game, take a step back and just start thinking, okay, is my audience actually here? And use your analytics to find that out, because analytics will tell you, Facebook and Instagram will clearly tell you, oh, this content appealed very well with 20, 18-year old,
Yes.
30, they have
Yes.
different age ranges, but this is ways to, then you can even discover brand new personas that you could be reaching out to in regards to your offer. Like you may think this is going to be for my fellow senior citizens, and they tend to be more on Facebook. But then all of a sudden your posts are popping on Instagram, and then you see, wait, hold up. This is a completely different demographic here on these analytics. This is showing Gen Z and millennial. Okay, hold up. Seems like what we thought was only for seniors is actually being quite well for that too. And so I think when it comes down to it, first ask yourself, why are you doing social media? And you may not know all of the answers, because like right now, for example, Derek made such a great point with the audience. Where is your audience? You may not be asking yourself that, but now you're probably thinking, aha, that's a light bulb moment.
Mhm.
Maybe they're in Pinterest, maybe they're on LinkedIn,
Yeah.
right? And or the aspect that I just mentioned of, okay, hold up, our ads are showing that, or our posts are showing that X, Y, and Z is in this social media platform and is doing really well, but we never even wanted to target them in the first place. Do we now
Mm,
have to take a step back and revisit our product line and start really maybe optimizing our ads towards that age group? Because for your ads, you can limit what age groups see your ads. And so maybe you were putting it towards seniors, but now you have to switch that towards the more millennial and Gen Z demographic because you just found out that through your social media, they're actually loving what it is that you have to create. And so it's this whole game of trial and error. But if you don't start, you're never going to be able to get to that point of success because there's just so many moving pieces. But I love the fact that you mentioned where's my audience, because I think that's one of the main things that get people choked up all the time is I'm going to do everything here. And you may have the budget for it, but
right.
then that's a waste of allocating resources that could be better put to use on their example with email marketing.
For those of you watching this and you're just like, man, I'm just getting started. You guys are going deep. Go ahead and click the link below. Grab that Marketing 101 PDF. For those of you who are deeper in this, leave us a comment. We have some resources about lead generation that I'd love to share with you. I'd love to just how to maximize leads, how to get better leads. If you're further in this, like what Michael's talking about, leave a comment. We'd love to send you just some free resources that can help you dive even deeper. How do I maximize my leads? How do I track the right kind of leads? Some of those types of questions. So, Michael, thank you so much for taking time with me today out of your busy schedule to just have a conversation about social media. I could just hear the passion in your heart of just seeing how simply connecting with people really serves them and also helps you stand out as someone who truly cares. And that's at the end of the day what we're talking about here. How do we help you stand out from the noise and create a clear sound? So, Michael, thank you so much. Guys, I'll see you on the next episode. Go ahead and subscribe and like or leave us a review on the podcast platforms.